Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, by now something of a household name, is suing House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan. Bragg is asking a judge to invalidate subpoenas the Ohio Republican issued to try to compel Bragg to testify before the House panel as part of its inquiries into the Manhattan DA's indictment of former President Trump. If you followed all that, good for you. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane is tracking all this, joins us now. This feels and sounds like just a legal scrum.
It does feel performative because both sides are trying to amplify their messages and filing litigation in the process, seemingly. But here's the thing. The House Judiciary Committee does have subpoena power, and we saw this last Congress when the January 6th committee, with its subpoena power, cut legal challenges from those upon whom subpoenas were served. So not only is Alvin Bragg challenging the subpoena of his former ADA, Mark Pomerantz, but also any future subpoena of Bragg himself. So a
longtime D.C. federal judge said something very interesting that caught your ear today, Scott. What was it and what might it mean?
A particularly provocative musing from one of the most senior federal judges in America, Judge Paul Friedman, who was handling a January 6th sentencing today, a man named Robert Sanford, who was sentenced for assaulting police. But during the sentencing
as part of the January 6th. Right.
Part of the attack itself. But when he was sentencing Sanford, he said something different. He said there's a need for deterrence in these cases because of the risk in the future. And then he said this: there are still people who believe the election was rigged. There are still people who believe or who support Donald Trump. And though not many showed up at the courthouse in Manhattan, maybe, he said, there are people who will show up here at this court in D.C. when the Justice Department moves in a few months, I suspect. Forecasting, speculating there'll be a D.C. prosecution of the former president. Federal judges rarely say things idly or casually. He might have just been musing, but it captured the attention of the entire courtroom and really does raise the prospect of what happens if the former president is charged here, too.
Should that be filed under informed speculation?
He is among the most senior judges in America, certainly in that courthouse, and he doesn't have a past history of just randomly speculating.
Dominion Voting Systems has a $1.6 billion defamation suit against Fox News. That's supposed to start Monday. There have been filings before. What do they tell us?
Jury selection Thursday and Friday ahead of Monday's start. What's really at issue here is how much can they reference January 6th and how much can Fox argue all of this stuff that was said was newsworthy. Therefore, we could say it. The judge is likely to limit all of that. References to January 6th and any argument that this was newsworthy, if it's known to be false, newsworthiness really isn't an issue.
It is not. Thanks for clarifying that. Scott MacFarlane, we thank you very much.